Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 13, 2024. My name is Matt. This is your daily crypto news, and Bitcoin hit $50,000 yesterday. And if you want to reach out to me or Sarah, you can at matt@dailycryptonews.net, sarah@dailycryptonews.net. And by the way, we are still looking for Spanish speakers to expand this podcast into the Spanish-speaking markets. There are a lot of them. Hence, Spanish, please send us an email. If you speak Spanish and you also speak English, so you can talk to us, and if you want to be a podcaster. By the way, Bitcoin hit $50,000 yesterday, and the bullish news is going all around the internet. In fact, Bitcoin is now stronger than ever, says an email from Swan Bitcoin. They also gave me some bullet points. Some of them are ETFs are now buying up 12.5 times more Bitcoin per day than the daily issuance, meaning that miners cannot keep up. Former Bitcoin bears like CEO BlackRock Larry Fink are now promoting Bitcoin on TV every week. The halving is only a couple months away, which will reduce Bitcoin's issuance rate below gold's inflation rate. That's very interesting. The Fed is now planning to cut rates in 2024, which benefits financial assets like Bitcoin, meaning if they cut rates, there's more money to go into the markets. And corporations and governments will continue to acquire Bitcoin with no sign of stopping. And if you want more bullish news, at CryptoGelNL tweeted, for the first time in history, Bitcoin has broken the 0.618 retracement before the halving. What does that mean? It's the strongest start to a new bull cycle ever. 2 months to go into the halving event, this cycle will probably play out differently than others, they say in this tweet, meaning that Bitcoin is now higher than it's ever been in relation to its previous all-time high before halving. Halving. Then about 12 to 18 months later, you get an all-time high. Then the bottom falls out, inevitably. And we go back down and we're in a bear market for a couple of years. And then Bitcoin starts to inch up going toward the halving. But at halving time, Bitcoin has never been over its previous all-time high. It's actually never been higher than it has been now in relation to its previous all-time high. So are we going to see Bitcoin hit an all-time high before halving? Or did we just top out before halving? Because Bitcoin price is a little bit down today. We'll get into that in a little bit. Because you see these instances of, the market being really bullish, there is conspiracy theory all around. What about the Joe Biden conspiracy theory? Have you heard about that? Well, if you saw, Joe Biden tweeted laser eyes because of the Kansas City Chief win. The conspiracy theory that the White House obviously, well, not too obvious, was playing with is that the Joe Biden White House rigged the game because of the Taylor Swift propaganda that they wanted to indoctrinate everybody with, which is pretty wild on itself. But Bitcoin maxis like Michael Saylor, Caitlin Long have long incorporated the laser eyes. Actually, it's laser ray to 100K. And a lot of people have been keeping laser eyes in their profile picture until we do hit that 100K. But since hours after the Joe Biden laser eyes tweet, Bitcoin jumped past $50,000 for the first time since 2021. People are looking at this through the layers of irony and double entendre, wondering if Joe Biden himself is a Bitcoin maxi, hoping Bitcoin goes to the moon, or at the very least, the person who is in charge of the social media is a secret maxi. Guys, I don't know how long you guys been with me, or how many bull cycles you've been through, but I promise you, the news will shock you. You will be absolutely entertained for the next year and a half at the very least. So please make sure you tell everybody to like, subscribe, and share this. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating, leave us good comments so people find this show, because I promise you, if you listen to this every day over the next year and a half or 2 years or so, you are going to just be shocked by the news that we're going to get out of the crypto space. Here's one, maybe, by the way. Peter Thiel just made a $200 million investment in Bitcoin and Ethereum before the bull run, apparently. Oh, because he knows the markets, and he sold $1.8 billion from his crypto fund in 2022 before crypto winter. This is when most of the smart people in the room were saying, hey, you guys better sell this. We have all-time highs. Things are running real hot right now. I took some advice. I also did not take some advice, and I bought and sold some things. And then anybody who sold around November of 2021 killed it, by the way. They killed it. Well, Thiel saw the bottom, and he bought another $200 million of Bitcoin and Ether. And in more Bitcoin bullish news, Bitcoin's ETFs surpassed $10 billion of assets under management. That means that Bitcoin is only surpassed by one asset, one commodity, that is gold. Bitcoin is now the number 2. Now, okay, in all fairness, there are individual funds that hold more assets under management in just one fund. For example, the SPDR Gold Trust is around $54 billion. iShares Gold Trust is around $25.5 billion. But the next one after that is silver at under $10 billion. So if you want to take all of the Bitcoin that's under management and put it into one bucket, it is now number 3, even though nobody individually holds that much Bitcoin. Just give it by the end of the year. I think that we're going to see some changes in that list. And this is not a Bitcoin Maxi podcast, and so we should get into more news that is not Bitcoin, even though I have been fighting the urge for years to be a Bitcoin Maxi. That's not true, kind of. But if you've been in the space for as long as I have and held some coins that no longer exist, and you just kind of the founders that went off to do other things, even though there's been millions of dollars of other people's money tied up in your project, now deciding to go, do something else. Yeah, you start to be a Maxi. Why don't you just continue the thing that you're working on, ADD boy? Anyway, that was directed toward a specific company that I had in my mind, but let's not talk about that anymore. I am very interested in most of the space when it comes to layer 1, layer 2's centralized, decentralized conversation and the development of these products. One development that I saw I didn't see coming, which I think is really cool. It's a group of developers released an ERC-404 token. An ERC-404 token standard was launched on February 2nd by the Pandora team with the goal of combining an ERC-20 and NFTs. The broad idea was to provide native fractionalization of NFTs by enabling them to be split apart and brought back together at will. Although this leads to some potential interesting side effects like returning NFTs that were actually different. Basically, the ERC-404 token was to create a single contract that can act both as a fungible and non-fungible token. This can't be done without introducing exploits and breaking standards. And so what happened was they said, hey, you know what? We need to design something different. Let's just call it a DN404. And this approach instead uses 2 contracts, a base ERC20 token contract and a mirror ERC721, which is the NFT token. By splitting these 2 elements into separate, more standard contracts, this can reduce any issues. The result is that everything returns to the way it should be. The ERC721 and the ERC20 contracts both exist and function as standalone products. But under the hood, they both run on shared 404 rails. The pseudonymous developer said, I want to be clear, while I had a ton of fun building this, I still see the 404 as a gimmick, nothing else. However, this space has shown the desire to continue using it. So we made it worthwhile and made an implementation that was efficient and safe to use. And I think this is totally cool. It's nothing new. It's nothing that nobody thought about before, but nobody done it before. And now that somebody did it, we see that there was, issues with it. They kept on developing it. They kept on making it better. And I think this is part of the whole experimentation with crypto. Yes, there's money involved. Yes, things can happen that are unsavory. Yes, fees are high. Yes. But this is about experimentation, trying something, see if it works, reiterating, making it more efficient, making it more secure, yada, yada. And I think the whole process is this space. This is what you like about it. This is what we get excited about, no? Crypto exchange Coinbase and digital platform Ledger have teamed up to add Coinbase Pay to the Ledger Live app. I think this is super cool. This integration means that Ledger Live users will be able to purchase digital assets directly from Coinbase without first having to transfer their crypto assets off their hardware wallet to Coinbase. This also means that Ledger Live users can use a variety of payment methods, including ACH, Visa, MasterCard, to buy assets from Coinbase and have them automatically sent to their Ledger devices. I think this is super cool. However, if you've been in the space for a little bit, you didn't buy your Bitcoin from Coinbase or some other exchange that did KYC, AML, you didn't have to upload your passport, your picture, so on and so forth, give me your address, your social security number, the whole 9 if you live in the United States, then you have Bitcoin that probably nobody knows you have. The second you send this Bitcoin to something that has KYC, AML, that is registered to your name, now the feds know you have it. All your Bitcoin, all your transactions, all your addresses, everything. So just make sure that you understand what you're doing here. As soon as you get a transaction from your account in Coinbase to your wallet that could hold Bitcoin or may not have been tied to any kind of KYC, AML, or your ID or your social security, you are now basically doxing your wallet, and everybody knows every transaction that you have ever made because of the blockchain. Yes, we know how the blockchain works. It basically records everything. So the first time you start sending something there, they're going to start tying things together, start connecting the dots. Just make sure you think about that, and everybody should think about that. where you send your coins, who you send your coins to, where you give your coins, everything that ends up in a way to tie your name to your wallet is done. You're doxxed pretty much forever because of the blockchain, unless you use a mixer, and then anymore, that's not even certain. And finally, is that Joe Biden or an AI deepfake? Well, here's the thing is the White House needs to figure that out. After an AI-generated deepfake of the United States President Joe Biden has aimed to fool New Hampshire primary voters last month. If you guys remember, there was a auto dialer that came out with the voice of Joe Biden, and it was an AI voice of Joe Biden telling people to either vote or not vote. I can't remember what it was, but all I know was fake Joe Biden. The administration is stepping up efforts to authenticate official communications with the White House. The White House now says it's exploring the use of cryptographic technology to designate genuine content. They're also in the process of developing a watermarking standard through the new AI Safety Institute and the Department of Commerce to make sure that we have a clear set of rules of the roads of guidance here so people understand how to use these watermarking, cryptographic technology, and other ways to address the problems that we're going to see with AI coming out. And so I get it, because when I saw I don't know if you saw this, but the White House released a video on shrinkflation. Look, shrinkflation is a thing. It has always been a thing. This is nothing new. But the Biden administration felt like they had to release a video on shrinkflation, which was so poorly done, I thought it was AI. I thought somebody was out there trolling us. I wish we had a little watermark or a way to tell if this was authentic, because I was personally in disbelief. Let's be in disbelief with these crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 10:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fear of greed is at 72. We are greedy. Bitcoin sitting at $48,816, down almost 2% in 24. But that was after punching over the $50,000 mark. I think we topped out around 50,200 and some change. It's still up 13% on the week. So, dude, it's $48,000 Bitcoin. You know, some people, when they see down, they go, oh my gosh, it's interesting, even though we're at $48,000 Bitcoin. Ethereum's also at $2,638, up 3.2% in 24. Tether's number 3. Solana's at 110. I'm kicking myself for not buying. I told you to buy. I didn't buy. Why? Because of reasons. It's now moved into the number 4 spot, beating out Binance, which is at 322 in the number 5 spot, pretty much even from yesterday. Running off the top 10, we have XRP, USDC, Cardano, Avalanche, and Chainlink holding on to the number 10 spot. The total market cap is at $1.84 trillion, a Bitcoin dominance of 52.1, and an ETH dominance of 17.2. And that was our show today. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow. And until then, wait. Again, if you're a Spanish speaker, please email us, matt@dailycryptonews.net or sarah@dailycryptonews.net, and help us make and expand into Spanish. Till tomorrow, happy hodling, everyone.